Hello, and welcome to another Final Fantasy Randomizer race as part of our Winter Tournament 2025, the Great Chaos Caper. We're here on Speed Gaming 2. I'm Rax. I'm joined by Theanar in the booth and
Hi, how's it
ADR on
going?
tracking. Theanar, who we got playing today?
Today we have Fryteeth and Jesus the Frog. It's gonna be an interesting race.
Yeah, these are two strong runners, I think. Not that we really have folks who aren't strong runners in this tournament, but these are strong runners with resumes, shall we say.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
And what do we got for parties here? This looks exciting.
It looks like we've got both of them Fighter Thief Black Mage. For this tournament, I know that we are forced a melee in the first slot, a choice in the second slot, a forced none in the third slot, and then your pick of mage is your fourth slot. And I'm guessing, based on Jesus' screen, that they picked them because of key items, the cube, the tail, and the key. Could be wrong.
I think that might just be the naming scheme. I don't think we get key items in these, but we do get blessings. The fighter has steel armor cast fast, which is one of my favorite fighter blessings, at least. The thief has teleport magic, so this could actually be a somewhat quick one. Black Mage has elemental magic, so you'll get 2 of the level 2 spells. That's not bad. Make sure you can get through Garland, some early packs. White Mage gets free Inv 2, which is fine. Like, you'd use it if you had it. Red Mage gets plus 10 hit percentage. We have seen a lot of folks leaving this Nun open. Do you think that they're likely to take another party member here based on the blessings, or what do you think, Thaner?
It's a good question. With Fighter Thief Black Mage, with the blessings that we've got, is a solid party, and leaving the Nun gets them levels faster, which will push them into Topher. But I could see them going for, depending on magic, grabbing a white or a red, if one's available.
Yeah, that's a good point. It probably depends what we see in Canaria and Provoca in the magic shops.
Now, what I think is interesting in this particular setup is the how are they going to deal with Topher and that the speed bump that is not a speed bump anymore.
Yeah, that's a really good point. For folks who might not be aware, in this flag set, we have vanilla boss scripts turned on, and they have escalated health. I want to say it's exactly 160% in this. This is round of 32.
That sounds right based on what I remember from the scaling document that was part of the Winter Tournament setup. I do think that in the last round it was like 140. This round it's 160. I think should they go on, it would be 180.
Yeah, at some point it starts to get random too, but the numbers get big. And so we have Lich 2, as you mentioned, that speed bump, has a more than 50% chance of starting out with a nuke. So up to 400 damage potentially to each party member. And that's a big hurdle.
Yeah, with that's one of the incentives I think to take the Nun is to get the levels on your fighter and thief to push their HP up over that nuke threshold. The Black Mage, there's only so much you can.
Yeah, every once in a while you get a vitality blessing, and otherwise you're just accepting that it might go down.
Yep. So hopefully, if they plan on keeping that Nun, Life or Life 2 is early enough that they can put it on that night should they promote. It's a nice little backup strat.
Well, it is a great backup strat, but they would have to put it on that Ninja if they promote, because we have Dark Knight and White Ninja in this flag set.
I have forgotten that flag was on in this. Oh boy.
You know, I forget too. I've been using the handy alternate sprites that have different color schemes for them. But I know that confuses folks when they're like, why is the thief wearing white? I don't understand. So it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
True.
But both of them will be able to cast up to level 4. So there is a decent chance the thief will have access to life magic, or at least some healing.
Now, is it full level 4, or did they keep the original limited permissions from, for example, the knight only couldn't cast any level 4? But I know there was a flag where they could get 1 level 4 white magic. Did that transfer over to the Black Knight?
I believe it does. They don't keep permissions on the Black Knight, but do keep permissions on the White Ninja. I'm looking at the flag set now. And I believe what that means is they both have access to everything levels 1 to 4. But I wouldn't quote me on that for certain.
Well, it's a good starting place, so we'll see if they raise their hand.
Yep, sometimes that's what it is. Ultimately, you go and look and see if you can buy the spell or not. I've definitely been in that situation.
Yeah, that's honestly, I cannot. I'm bad at remembering spell permissions, so every time I go into a magic shop, I just scroll through the list. Okay, who's raising your hand? Okay, you can learn it. Cool.
Yeah,
I'm a simple man with simple needs.
And those needs are for them to raise their hand so you can buy them the spell or not buy them the spell. That makes total sense to me. Let's see, what else can we talk about here while we're waiting for our runners to get started? Maybe our incentive locations and how that works?
Yes, the incentive locations. If memory serves, all 4 Fiend dungeons are incentivized, but only in the, quote, second half, unquote. So for Earth, it's post-Rod. Volcano, it's down in the Agama floor. For Sky, it's actually in Sky, so it's not going to be in the first floor or greater than less than. And for Sea, I believe it's random lock, but the Mermaid Prison is on, so it will either be in TFC or in a random chest on the Mermaid.
That's exactly right. We also have incentives at Cardia and Titans, which we don't always, because we have no incentive item in Marsh or Ice Cave.
Oh, the 2 caves that nobody likes. Of course they're not incentivized in this. That should make this actually go a little faster.
Well, nobody likes them to begin with, but in this flag set we have vanilla touches on. Enemy scripts are shuffled aside from bosses, but their touch attacks aren't. And the touch attacks in those dungeons are not fun.
No, that's Marsh is full of paralysis and Ice is full of death.
Yeah, Ice kind of has everything that you don't want. So it's very nice to not have to go there.
Yeah, let's see. In Ice, you've got the Undead with the paralysis touch. You've got the Eye. I don't think it has a touch, but it definitely has a death stare. And then you've got Sorcerers with Death Touch. I remember the Sorcerers with Death Touch. I don't like the Sorcerers with Death Touch. Why don't they cast spells?
It's sort of a notional spell. The spell is death. And they just have to touch you.
They cast Bonk. It kills you, apparently.
Yeah. We do have early and extended open progression on here. So those are map edits that let you, even without the canoe, walk from the Dwarf Cave all the way down to the Northwest Castle and then to Elfland. And also let you take the canoe from Provoca all the way down not just to Ice Cave, but to the Volcano and Crescent Lake.
Yep, which could play into routing depending on if they find the canoe early.
And if they find the canoe really early, they might even take advantage of the new in round 32 flag, River to Melmond, where you can go from Dwarf to the Melmond continent with the canoe.
Oh, that is handy, especially if you find the slab early and the canoe, you can just pop over to Melmond, get that translated off your plate.
Yeah, and with the Ruby blocking 2 items, both the item in Titan's Tunnel and the Sarda pickup, sometimes it's worth being like, well, I just turned in my herb and get the ruby, so I guess I'm walking to Sarda from Elf.
That feels bad, but oh man, does it help if there's an item you need.
Sometimes you gotta do it, and at least a lot of these seeds, I feel like the encounter table has been pretty forgiving. You've been able to, if you can buy like 20 tents. Oh, and here we're off.
Fryteeth, first into Corneria, going straight for the item shop, swapping around his fighter and thief, so his thief's up front. Jesus the Frog now following behind, taking similar route and going to check and finding that there is a black mage in the inn to recruit. Cabin's fairly cheap, soft's not too bad. And we have an immediate reset from Fryteeth on White Magic. Why did we reset? Oh, Invis 2 and Cure 4. I could
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Compared to Ice 2 and Bane. Jesus
Well,
the Frog, however, continuing with that black mage.
Yeah, I can see either way. Cure 4 is great, and Inv 2 is also great. But neither of those actually deal any damage.
Yep, so Fryteeth is probably going to... Oh, he picked up the Black Mage in the higher so he can get some Elemental Sweepers. That makes sense. So we've got the classic party Fighter Thief White Black versus Fighter Thief None Black. Fryteeth first into Toph, finding an immediate trap chest.
Yeah, and these trap chests are guaranteed to have either shards or incentive items. Since Toph isn't incentivized, this has to be a shard. The players need 28 orb shards to be able to enter the Temple of Fiends. These are going to be local formations, so enemies that you might have run into in this dungeon. But our tiles, our trap tiles that you sometimes see in front of chests or just in specific places on the map, those are going to be randomized B-side encounters, so usually more difficult encounters with some interesting possibilities for grinding.
Absolutely. Interesting possibilities up to and including the 4-eye pack, if I remember correctly, is a B-side. Or is it 4 agates? 4 agates. 4 agates and 2 eyes.
I think it's like 2 to 3 eyes, yeah.
But both of those... Oh no, Fryteeth lost his fighter.
Yeah, we saw creeps have some pretty nasty scripts. Maybe we'll get to see... Oh, no, Fryteeth was able to run in time.
Yeah, Fryteeth got away. Jesus... I was looking at Jesus' screen. I'm getting the names backwards. Brain, come on, wake up. You've had your coffee.
I suspect that pretzel is the ruby.
Yes, I would assume so. And the ship out of Sarah the Princess. Interesting.
Bane strats for Fryteeth. Love to see it.
Oh, wow, yeah. Doesn't work often, but when it does, oh boy, does it feel good. And there's
Jesus the Frog. Okay.
Right to Provoca. Right to Provoca to take out the pirates. Remind me, are buffed pirates on?
Buffed pirates are not on, so the pirates are pretty much a cakewalk here. We do see a red mage. Jesus thinking about it. Decides no, at least for now.
So is the red mage a pink mage or still a regular red mage?
Still a regular red mage. Pink mage flag is not on.
So that means Cure 4 was in the bottom slot, and I think the red mage learns 1-4. Can't remember.
It's either 1-3 or 1-4. I forget.
Both of those are good spells. That was Invis 2 and Cure 4. So either way, that would have been handy. Looks like Jesus picking up some consumables. Checking the armor shop, finding iron +4. Better than nothing. Doing a quick warp out to head over, check the hint giver. No, of course not.
Hints aren't on, actually.
Oh, I forget that can be turned off.
The first like 10 of these I ran, I kept talking to the first hint giver and being like, I don't care about that. I want to know where the loot is.
Yep. And here we go. Fryteeth, I think, a little bit ahead now because that white mage just picked up Harm 4, which is discount fade, which is wish.com nuke.
Yeah, no, Harm 4 is great. Wall was in there as well, which, given that Ribbon is not explicitly incentivized in this flag set, that could be a real good pickup. Jesus the Frog did check it and still chose not to pick up a black mage or a red mage. Oh, but taking the white mage here. Okay.
Finding a white mage and elf, so there may be some backtracking, or oh, there's the steel armor in elf armor.
Only 21,000 gold. That should be easy.
Yep. Tents and heels, dirt cheap, picking up a few of those, and we have a major route divergence here. Fryteeth taking that river development, going over to check, turn in the pretzel.
Oh, wow.
Well, Jesus.
Oh, right, because they have canal.
Yep.
I don't actually know if there's many other options. That might be where Jesus the Frog has to go too. I guess you could do Crescent Lake. That's the other choice.
Yes, they could do Crescent, but I think Jesus was down there checking not only magic, but also the item shop to see if the item shop item was in Elfland and possibly jumped him ahead of him.
Now, we've seen this a lot with these flags, that there's only one or two places to go for like the first half of the seed, so runners end up pretty close to each other. Every once in a while, though, there's a big choice. It can be something like, do you do Earth or do you do Volcano?
Ooh boy, yeah, and if the choice is between Earth and Volcano, depending on what I found, I will go Earth. Volcano is scary.
Well, Volcano is much scarier if you have to fight Carry. But since you don't actually have to fight bosses here, you do get extra shards for killing bosses.
Yep, you get Carry is 2 shards, same as Lich. But the thing about Volcano is all the monsters there hit harder, and there's fire everywhere.
There is fire everywhere, but fire doesn't advance the encounter table, so you can get away with only a couple fights. Aside from these Xboxes.
This is true. As F. Coughlin is saying in the chat, it is too precarious. Thank you, F. Coughlin, for making me smile at someone else's pun.
No, that's very good. Oh, we got Key out of Sarda and the Rod out of Titans. So now we have a real opportunity for divergence, although Earth is right there on your way.
Yep, and you've got Harm 4. And Fire 2 on that Black Mage's Lursing stuff, so you could roll Earth pretty easy, even with some not great weapons. But looks like Fryteeth is forsaking Earth for the moment and going back to the Inner Sea.
Probably Canaria locked.
Yep. That would be the interesting. I was wondering when you were saving at the end.
Yeah, because there might be fights in those boxes.
Yep, there almost certainly are.
It's a quick jaunt over here in the boat. I can understand coming this way.
Oh, absolutely. It makes perfect sense to me, and I'm not even in the tournament, so it must make obvious sense to the runners.
I think you can go either way. Like, it does take time to go over there and back, and if you finish Earth, then you never have to come back to this area, except maybe to turn in the slab.
True,
but
Fryteeth finding a white shirt +4.
Oh, wow.
Area boxes, so there's some free Invis 2 casts.
And with all the Invis 2 casts that the White Mage will already have, you could give that white shirt to someone else potentially and have 2 folks using it.
Absolutely. Give it to the Black Mage, have them do something in the latter half of Tober.
Oh, Fryteeth just found the canoe.
Oh. Interesting. So it looks like the key to Corneria was the play for progression. And Jesus the Frog looks like they're following the same track.
So
Fryteeth
now...
making
Oh, go ahead.
Fryteeth making his stop into Elfland, finding Temper and Lock and all of the things we've already seen from Jesus.
Yeah, they have a lot of options now. ADR in the chat points out that you might not have to do Earth at all, which is true. There are going to be a couple of... There's 3 incentive items that are not required for progression. They're just helpful. The X-Cal, the Defense Sword, and the Power Gauntlet. And then you don't necessarily need the tail or anything that's on the chain to the tail, and you don't actually have to enter every dungeon. If you find enough shards and fight enough bosses, you might be able to skip something. And Earth is a pretty reasonable candidate for skipping.
No, absolutely. I do see the logic behind that, especially with Volcano having the armor, which could just be chock full of shards. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, now going over, you can go to Crescent Lake and then to Volcano, and that's 2 incentive checks versus just the 1 in Earth. Or the 1 in Ordeals if you feel feisty, which maybe fryteeth does.
Well, they did just pick up Warp on their Black Mage. So in addition to the Thief having some teleport magic, the Black Mage has Warp, so that's the Pillar Maze basically a non-issue. There's Jesus the Frog picking up their canoe, heading on their way as Fryteeth makes their way through the Pillar Maze.
Yeah, Ordeals isn't too bad, aside from the sorcerers. Well, okay, the lit 2 on the Medusas isn't very good either.
Yeah. And since Vanilla Touch is on, don't Medusas have Stone Touch? Or are those just the later ones?
I forget if it's Stone Touch or if they have a Stone Attack.
Stone Poison, maybe? I remember they have a Stone something.
Yeah, it might be Glare. I have not actually played Vanilla in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, so seeing the Vanilla scripts and touches makes me feel some type of way. And that way is scared. Because for all of the wonderful things that Vanilla gave us, safety in battle was not one of them.
That is true, and fryteeth is through the maze. Jesus is running around and picking up magic with that new white mage. Check the tomb. That's the one that's Erdrick in the original English, right?
And it is still Erdrick now.
Oh, good. I was looking at the other screen, so I missed it.
Yep, it is still Erdrick. He gave praise to the original hero, the alternate hero of light who saved the world from the Dragon Lord. Was that an Opal Shield or an Opal Cheerio I just saw on fryteeth?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I saw the word Opal for half a second out of the corner of my eye. And thank you, Tharkus, in the chat, letting me know it's the Opal Shield +2.
We have not seen any sorcerers yet.
Small blessing, but that also means it could just be holed up in Topher, ready to pounce.
Let's see what this chest has. It has the TNT. Okay, so that's another thing to check. Could be required.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh boy. That hits hard. So many hard hits.
Oh no.
Oh no. No! No, fryteeth. Oh no! At the end. But they have the knowledge of how to get through the Pillar Maze.
Jesus the Frog making the same play.
Yep. It's a good play. You've got the warps. It's early. Go find out what's there and go. I understand it. I support it. I'm there for this. I always like making the ordeal play as soon as I can, because I know a lot of people will skip ordeals as long as possible.
That makes sense. I'm a lot of people. I would have skipped ordeals as long as possible, I think.
Oh, nope, they're sorcerers. Oh no, Jesus, run. Yes,
Okay.
Jesus runs. Meanwhile, fryteeth grinding up a little bit on some zombie bees as they go. Not a bad play. They've got harm 4 and fire 2.
Yeah, zombie Ds are pretty good for experience. They have something touch though. I forget if it's paralysis.
They're an undead, so probably paralysis. And now is a good point to bring up something that we haven't mentioned yet. There is additional scaling based off how many shards you have. I think it's 50% per 8 shards.
Yes, that's right, and that'll get you more money, more XP for these encounters. Oh, there's the lit 2 Medusas again. Oh no.
Oh no, fryteeth resets out. I don't blame him. Oh man, now Jesus the Frog is pulling into a very slight lead, having gotten through the pillar maze.
Well, Jesus is at a different point in the encounter table, too, because we saw the sorcerers before, and we haven't seen the sorcerers, the place that fryteeth is entering. So,
That's true,
he
yeah.
might be able to sneak out of here.
Yeah, especially if he forsakes the trap tile at the exit.
I don't think they have exit. Oh no, the thief has exit. You're right.
Has exit. Through the zombie D's guarding the chest, no issue at all. That harm 4 doing work. Alright, Jesus, what are we doing? Are you checking? Nope. Hopping out, ignoring the trap tile.
Jesus gets it done in 1, and fryteeth is trying to get it done the 3rd time now.
Yeah, oh boy. You hate to see it, but rando gonna rando.
Yeah, this is why I usually don't go to ordeals early, but I do understand the value in the play. Oh. There's the exit caster, so fryteeth is going to have to get through the hard way.
Not necessarily. I didn't see they could have picked up life on the white mage.
Oh, you're right. I didn't see it, but I might have missed it.
Yeah, life was in white level 4. 3rd slot. But we shall see. Meanwhile, TNT turns into the tail for Jesus, and he is going to loot the Dwarven Armory and find... I don't see any trap chests, but they find the fire stick, which is handy, a heal stick, and some potions.
Yeah, it's not that exciting, but still the tail, it's not required. But with Excal incentivized and a fighter in the party, I think that you're going to take that promotion.
And having both the Aegis and the Opal Shield to throw on that knight immediately.
Oh, true.
And
we get level 5. Fog 2, heal 2, things you could take. Oh, there's Nuke.
Nuke. There's Nuke. We found Nuke. Oh no. It's promo locked.
Oh, that's the vanilla warp slot, isn't it?
Yep. It's promo locked. Oh no. Well, now we have a reason to go promote. Picking up a couple scimitars +5, not a terrible idea.
Yeah, it could be good for fryteeth to do something like that too, given that ADR points out. No weapon on the fighter still. Sometimes when you're going to as fast as possible, you don't worry about equipment much. And it can occasionally bite you.
And we are picking up pro rings for everyone. At 4,800 a pop, you don't turn that down. And also look like gold Cheerios +5. So that's something for the end game if you need it.
Now we're doing Earth on Jesus' side. Still not going to Crescent and Volcano.
Which is sort of understandable. They don't really have armor, aside from the pro ring. And they've got enough spell power to just roll Earth.
Yeah, I don't think there should be a problem there. Although you never know with the way things get shuffled around. But at least
for example, right here, two trap chests full of spiders. which shouldn't be too bad. They're just spiders. They're vanilla spiders. They're just sort of there.
Fryteeth is making the other play, so we'll get to see some divergence here, see what the sages in Crescent have for us, while Jesus picks up a couple shards.
And magic.
Oh, Crescent? Oh, go ahead.
Just ignoring the Crescent magic shop. I don't blame him. We've got the Lefane Superstore if we want the higher levels. It looks like Oxiel at Crescent. Interesting.
That's nice, but it's not going to help us yet. Shop item is a really good call out. We still haven't seen that yet, and since I don't believe we saw it in Crescent either, that means Gaia, Onrak, or the Caravan.
Yep. It's you never know where it's gonna be. Sometimes it's not till the end. And fryteeth looks to be diving volcano.
I really like the Volcano play here. There's just a lot of gear, and fryteeth does not have a lot of gear, and maybe those problems can fix each other.
Absolutely. There's a lot of gear, there's a lot of chests that can be trapped to give you shards or incentive items, assuming your party doesn't decide to take a nap. And oh boy, Kareeb's in the spike tile in Vampire's Closet.
Jesus the Frog getting bullied by the bats a little, and then pulling up to the mini speed bump before the bigger speed bump.
The rumble strip.
The rumble strip, I love it.
Gets a pocket change out of his closet, going up finding mummies, which, oh boy, they can be scary. Now we can find an incentive item somewhere for their post-run. fryteeth going around almost to the armory in Volcano with 2 trap chests and finding a Vorpal +3 and Flame Armor +5 off the bat.
Oh, and a couple of swords that are usable now. Coral Sword +3, Giant Sword +3. Not what you want for endgame, but a huge improvement over nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. And gold +2 Cheerio. Oh boy. They are armory absolutely paying off. Meanwhile, Jesus the Frog finding jerk birds in a box.
Now this could be our incentive item, and if it's not, we're going to have to go to the other room on this floor that has 3 boxes in it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Or... Yes, or... Did he check TFC Earth? I didn't...
TFC is
above
it's pre-rod, so it can't have the incentive. I mean, it could be a shard, but...
I forget which... I'm bad at remembering where maps are, and oh, fryteeth finding some XPs. Here goes Jesus going to the room nobody likes to walk to and finding there's a trap chest.
Now, this is probably going to be it, but if this is Excal or the Defense Sword or the Power Bonk, it won't actually have a trap on it. So it could be one of the other 2 boxes as well. I'm sure Jesus is hoping for the floater, though.
Yep, and finds the bottle, which... Ooh.
That is not going to turn into the floater.
And a silver hammer. They can give it to the white mage, and the white mage can do something.
Not going to fight Lich, just exits and heads out.
Leaving the 2 shards and the potential wipe on the table and moving on, I don't hate it. I don't hate that play. My thinking is they're going to beeline straight for Volcano.
I don't hate it. I feel like if you have a couple Harm 4 charges, you're probably fine, but, you know, if Jesus made the conclusion that, like, it was too much of a risk and skipped it, then that's totally the right thing to do.
And stopping back at Elfland? Are they going to raid the Elf Closet? Or
maybe. This could just be, an item pickup? selling a few things. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
They're buying the steel armor for the fighter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I forgot about that. That's a great play.
I approve, because now that fighter is going to be swinging for the fences.
Alright, gotta remember to keep an eye on fryteeth here, see what our incentive is. It's probably coming up soon.
True.
There it is. It's the adamant.
Back to dwarves we go. And an aga trap. So, a little bit of XP and another shard. You love it. Jesus the Frog going to check out Crescent. Find that nothing much here besides the old men.
We might get a level 6 magic check, which we haven't seen yet.
We might. We shall see. Hopefully it's something good. We find level 6 magic. We have Exit and Fade on white, Fast, Fire 2, and Zap on black, and picking up Fast immediately on that black.
Well, and if I were one of these runners, I'd be really happy that I had white-black instead of a red mage right now.
Yep, absolutely. The good stuff seems to be rolling high.
ADR in the chat pointing out that steel armor is only equal absorb to flame or ice. I don't think it would be worth the money if it weren't for the steel armor cast fast blursing. But our fighter is going to be starting with fast every battle. And I would take that over an elemental resistance.
Absolutely. Until you get to, say, the dragon armor, which gives you basically everything you're going to need to worry about elemental-wise.
Yeah. No, it does change the value. There is still a downside. You don't get to pick up one of the really best armors. It does cost a lot of money. And it's easy to forget that it's even there. We'll see where fryteeth is headed. It might be just to turn in that adamant. But, oh no, it's possible fryteeth remembers too and also wants that armor.
True. fryteeth also spent more of their money picking up more magic and gear. So they may just be dipping back after looting the armory to get the... Yep, there it goes. Looks like they're heading straight for the armor shop as well, as Jesus starts looting the armory, finds that Vorpal, finds the giant sword. Doing some inventory shuffles.
So I think this... Oh, what did you see?
Jesus made an interesting choice, going for the silver gauntlet over the throw ring on that fighter.
Well, that is interesting. Just maximizing the defense, maybe?
Or forgetting that the gauntlets and the rings take up the same slot.
I've done that before. And yeah, adamant has to lead to floater. We'll see how many intervening steps there are. There's at least crystal. We could also have to go through crown or herb. We'll see.
There's so many chains.
These mucks are awful.
Yeah. These mucks are something I can't say on stream. I will be polite.
Well, I mean, they're not going to kill you. They just take up so much of your time.
Yeah. Finding a ribbon.
Oh, there's a ribbon out of Matoya's.
Oh boy. Well, that's going right on the fighter. Yep, there you go. Yep, and Matoya has the floater.
No, these monsters are running amok. I dig it.
Thank you, Saryu. Thank you.
At 28:58, fryteeth in the air.
Fryteeth in the air, that's right. Airboat, no need to go to the Recon Desert. And going immediately to promo.
I think that makes sense. You can then do some of the trap chests in the Cardias, pick up a couple levels, and have a spell slot on your Knight and Ninja.
Yep,
and just be in good position for the rest of the game.
Unfortunately, they didn't dive Earth, so they don't have the bottle to go straight to Gaia to turn. But now we have Equipment Shuffle, version 2, Electric Boogaloo.
That's a pretty good set of equipment, honestly. I don't know that Fryteeth needs that much more. You would always take more ribbons.
Absolutely. Fryteeth, put on the Vorpal. There you go. Good boy. You were already in the menu. Don't forget your Vorpal.
You're hoping to find the X-Gal somewhere soon, but Vorpal's pretty reasonable in this flag set, especially with guaranteed power bonk.
Absolutely. Or the throw temper on that fighter.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Tharkus in chat pointing out, wouldn't say no to a Masa. You'd never say no to a Masa.
I say no to all the time. Oh boy,
really?
4-pack of Frosty. The last few times I've done practice seeds, the Masa has rolled like -4.
Oh.
So I have been saying no to the Masa.
No, and ADR making a good point. Chaos does tend to be absorby. I do like Vorpal over almost everything for Chaos specifically.
Yep.
But you got a lot of bosses to get through before Chaos, and I do think you get a pretty big benefit from the X-Cal on the way.
Yeah, the X-Cal up to Chaos, great have, but you want the Vorpal or the Masa or the Katana after. Preferably the Vorpal and the Katana.
Yeah, that'd be great. Katana's not incentivized either, but there are 2 in the pool, so we're a little more likely to see that.
Free pro ring. And there we go, we found our Katana! Speak of the devil!
Yeah, we also found a slab. We can turn that in and go and buy spells. So we are also close to the Onrak continent, and there's potentially 3 items here.
Yep. But nothing in the caravan, so we're down to 2 locations possible. Well,
the Fryteeth is going to turn in the slab, it looks like.
Yep. A little lost, it seems. Or are they diving Earth? They're diving Earth.
Oh.
They're going for the incentive. They're checking for the incentive in Earth.
You know, if you're coming down here anyway to turn in the slab, maybe you just do both. And this should give you more money to use when you go and raid the magic shops. So I don't mind this.
Absolutely. It's a solid play. They're getting an incentive item that they need. They're getting money. They're getting shards. All in all, this is great. Then they can go grab everything they need in Lefane in one stop, be done with it, never have to think about it again.
And he's going to have no trouble with Lich, so he'll be able to take those extra 2 bonus shards as well.
Oh, interesting. Jesus the Frog warping out of Volcano.
Area 2 is a little scarier, and Jesus doesn't have the promotion yet, and doesn't have the really powerful weapons yet. So while he probably could have taken out Carrie, I think this is the safe play, and will lead him to the floater very soon.
Absolutely. No, 100%. They grab their incentive and bounce. I understand it. I see it. It's scary. With what they have, I think they could have taken base carry. But I understand not wanting to.
Yeah, and we weren't watching the spell slots too, so it's possible that something critical was down really low, and he was just like, nope, let's just get out of here.
Always a balancing act when you get to these places. And as ADR put out in the chat, skipping it early, absolutely good play. If you come back later, you can just beeline through, since it only takes a minute or 2 to get down there. But not worth the risk of getting bounced if you fight her too early.
Yeah, I think if it's iffy, then I would agree with that. If you feel like I don't know. If I feel 90+% to be carry, I'm probably going to take the fight because I'm really worried about that 60 to 90 seconds. But, it is a risk-reward thing, right? Absolutely, the safer play is just to come back if you have to.
Absolutely.
And Jesus the Frog does open that ribbon.
Yep. While you're here, might as well. Gets their floater and is about to be in the air.
So Jesus hasn't done Promotion or Cartier yet, but has already done Earth. So we're just kind of trading places, sort of converging based on our earlier divergence. We'll see if one of them turns out a little ahead at the end of that, or if they're still very close.
Yep. So far, we've seen divergence and then leapfrogging back to the other side. As Jesus goes immediately for Cartier to grab their promo. Fryteeth making their way through Earth. Fryteeth.
Don't forget the incentive, Fryteeth.
Fryteeth, there's boxes. Fryteeth. Okay. We can't commentator curse them. This is happening in the past. But that doesn't mean it doesn't feel like we're going to commentator curse them.
Oh, it's so true. Jesus moving equipment around.
Yep, doing the
putting the... Oh, go ahead.
No, just doing the re-equip, swapping what they need, making an interesting alternate choice.
Yeah, we got Vorpal on the Ninja and Bane Sword on the Knight, which actually has decent crit, if I remember correctly, when it rolls up.
Yeah, it's got decent crit, not bad hit stat. It's not a bad choice. I see, because that way you've got two good swingers. You got the Ninja fishing for their crits, and the Knight just hitting like a truck. And Friday
we have a speed bump time.
Is it going to take... Oh, that harm 4 rolling real low. But that Knight, 6 hits. Ooh.
One turn turn speed bump.
When you've got an auto fasted fighter and that's swinging a Vorpal.
Flat pickup for Jesus.
Fryteeth has his slab translated and is, I would assume, immediately beelining for Lefane and Gaia.
Looks that way. Jesus doing the last couple boxes in Cardia, and then will probably follow suit, although does have the option of going for bottle turn in or going for all the items on the on-rack comment.
Yep, and I noticed that picked up the katana, immediately threw it on the ninja, but left the Bane sword on their knight.
Huh. I don't think that's a big deal right now.
No, I think it's fine for now. Bottle turns into the loot, that's handy.
That's a required Earth.
But now Fryteeth just need shards. I don't know how many because they menu too fast.
Yeah, we can try to keep an eye out for it. I would guess somewhere in the like 12 to 15 range.
That feels right. Oh,
maybe a couple.
Slab turns into the Powerbomb.
Nice. And it was 16 for Fryteeth. Jesus probably has a couple fewer because of not fighting much.
And heading for... Oh, smart play. Checking the white mage to see what stops are worth it in the superstore for the ninja.
That is good.
And doing the same for their black mage.
both runners are...
No, go back. Go back, fryteeth. Go. You're leaving Nuke in there, fryteeth. No.
Maybe he just feels like he doesn't need it.
He's leaving Temper, Saber, and Nuke on the table.
I have to admit that I am a little surprised, but at some point you just say, I'm done, I have my gear, I just need to collect shards. And maybe that's where he's at, although not stopping at that oasis.
He checked it earlier.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Yep, he checked it earlier. It was just heal and pure. Just potion.
So I guess this has to be our shop item then, and it's the crown.
Yep. Take up a few houses. Jesus the Frog getting their power bonk, doing some inventory shuffle, doing their spell slot buying. fryteeth heading down into C and going to check mermaids for those shards. Good call.
Yeah, you might not be able to get into Sky without this, and trying to pick up your remaining 12 shards without going to Sky is a little dicey. Kraken will be worth 4.
Yep.
And you can probably find 3 or 4 in this dungeon.
Oh, black shirt.
It's a nice pickup.
But is it better than the gold +2?
I think because of the resistance to time, it is.
Yeah, and it's +5, so it's gonna have a solid defense. I just can't remember the exact numbers. Black +5 is a nice font. But Jesus the Frog finishing their shopping. fryteeth finding Chime in the mermaid floor in, I think that was legendary? Going to say hello to Bubbles, carbonating Bubbles. On behalf of Bubble Soda Co., thank you.
Exiting out, saving. Now, we do have random Chime on, so the Chime can block anything on the map. I think the only things we haven't entered are Northwest Castle,
Mirage
Waterfall, and Mirage. So it might have just been Mirage anyway. Although if Jesus decides to do Waterfall first and bonks off, then we'll know that it was important to do right now.
We shall see. As fryteeth just runs through, not even checking the extra chests on the way to Kraken. Never mind, I'm a floor early. I keep doing that. Brain.
Well, there are a couple of chests that fryteeth could have checked on the initial entry floor, but they are way out of the way. I think you're not going to get your extra 8 here, so you just get what's on the way.
No, absolutely. I understand, but I check them. There might be there. You might find your X-Cow. But Jesus goes into Waterfall, no trouble, so Chime blocks Mirage. How surprising. Is this even randomized?
Well, it could still be Northwest Castle.
Oh, that's true, it could be.
But I don't think we will find out.
No, I doubt it, because let's see. Northwest Castle would lead to Herb to Q. So, probably not required. Chance, probably not. Because they have other ways to get all their shards.
fryteeth's still opening a bunch of boxes, maybe looking for a ribbon, maybe looking for the masa.
Jesus still opening boxes, and oh no, I'm wrong. Waterfall Robot has the herb.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess we haven't seen X-Cow. So...
That's true.
Or the defense sword, right?
That's true, we haven't seen defense either.
So what's left in incentives? We haven't seen the Sky incentive, and then we could have something behind Crown.
Something behind
and
Herb.
something behind Herb. Yeah, that makes sense. So one of those will be the cube, not Sky. And the other 2 will be the gear.
Yep. Jesus
Fryteeth
picking up
pretty
the
close to
crowd.
Kraken.
Yep. Jesus
I
hot
do
on
not.
their heels, heading into water, heading into sea.
With it look like 15 or 16 shards?
That sounds right. I can't count that fast.
We got a Kraken 1 fight over here on Fryteeth's side, and if I remember, the spell list isn't bad for Kraken 1, but the punches are pretty rough, even without the boost that the bosses have in this flag set.
Yep. Unless you have the absorb of a tank, and then you take 7 hits to the face and barely flinch when you're Fryteeth's knight.
I like that Quad X. That might have hit if the order had been different.
It might have, yeah. It's cheeky. Quad X is cheeky. And there it goes.
There we go.
Jesus the Frog finding their black shirt, immediately throwing that on.
I'm guessing Fryteeth has around 22, if I've been counting right. We'll get one more from Waterfall. And then we'll be very close to just taking Kraken. I guess there is the possibility of checking your lockboxes and doing carry if the number is higher than I think, but we'll see. Shine for Jesus.
Yep. Also, carbonating bubbles, thank you on behalf of Bubble Soda Co.
I don't know, imagine being freed from your mermaid prison that you've been in for, like, I don't know, what is it, like 1,600 years at this point? And you're like, oh, thank you for opening this door that has been locked for 1,600 years, and then you're turned into a soda.
Yeah.
That's
joy.
rough.
Yeah, that is definitely not the way you want that to go. And would it have been 1,600 years?
Oh, I forget how the time works in the narrative. I have to admit I have not.
When you go back into the past to fight Garland when Chaos is the height of their power, when the fiends are all super strength, that's when they were about to take over the world, and that was like 1,000 years. So I can't imagine the mermaids having been trapped longer.
Oh, the mermaids just recently sank? Yeah. Well, maybe not that long, but still a rough fate for Bubbles.
Yeah, rough fate, but, you know, they'll bring joy to someone.
Where's Fryteeth heading here? I guess to turn in these...
Yeah, to do their checks and see Northwest and find...
Oh, we can see a shard over there. Nice.
And crowd leads to Q. So that's Fryteeth with full sky access. And going for their shard.
Jesus also raiding the floor before Kraken for shards. We'll find a couple. And both runners pretty soon are going to have a decision whether they want to get their 28 shards and immediately go try to fight Topher, whether they want to take a grind somewhere, or whether they want to go looking for this Excal and defense sword. I don't think they've picked up a ruse staff yet, so I would be pretty tempted to look for that defense sword personally.
Yeah, I would probably be looking for the ruse stick or defense sword. And there we go. Death touch.
Oh no.
Death touch. But he gets away with just a black mage. And
is that enough warp charges to leave?
It should be with a couple of the shorter floors, yeah.
Here's hoping.
Almost. But oh man. That's not great. Everybody F's in the chat for Jesus. We all feel bad
Oh.
for him.
Another shard for fryteeth. In the locked
In the elf closet.
elf treasury. Jesus does get out, which is good. That would have been rough. That was... I think that was more than 24 shards for fryteeth.
Yeah, it looks like they need... No, I think that less than 24. I don't see 4 full rows. I think I see 3 in the bed, but their menu too fast. We're trying to comment, fryteeth. Give us a moment. We need more than 1 frame.
Yeah, it might just be one off. I think it's pretty close. Did we see a pickup? Did fryteeth turn in the herb? I'm not sure if fryteeth actually has the herb. We don't have it on the tracker, so maybe not.
It's entirely possible. I don't remember.
Because that would mean one of defense or excal. Probably not excal, or we would see it.
Yeah. The Jesus on their way down.
And lost a little time to that sorcerer pack, but not as much as a death would have lost, so that's good.
Yep.
Two shards available in less than greater than. Not much else.
Yeah, but that's all you need. They're close enough that these last 2 shards might be all they need, and they can just be line for Topher.
Yeah, I think that might be the case. And it is true, though, if you end up with extra shards, they do still contribute to your EXP bonus.
That is true.
So if you end up with 29, 30, it's just a little teensy bit more if you end up having to take a grind.
Which is helpful if you're trying to get those levels to get out of new ground. And
fryteeth not going to bother picking up shard 29, though. We are, I suspect, headed directly to Topher.
That would be my guess. And there they are.
Party's at level 22.
Good solid. They've got good solid levels. They've got good solid gear. I could see this absolutely paying.
We're in Topher at a bit under 53 minutes for fryteeth.
Yep, 52, 55-ish. And almost to the speed bump, and this will determine how the rest of this goes.
Yeah, everyone but that knight could very well fall to this nuke if it happens.
Yep. Yep. And takes out the mages.
Now, does that ninja have a life spell?
I think they picked up life. Because I saw them at the superstore checking. Thief has life and careful.
We do some heal 3ing, and we're back up and good to go after the nuke. Yep. Jesus going to turn in that herb so we can see what we might have missed.
fryteeth at carry 2, white shirt. Defense sword.
Throwing out some buffs from the Black Mage, a Temper and Lock. 8 hits, 372 damage from the Fasted Tempered Knight. That's kind of rough. And the Rub takes down the ninja.
Yep. Meanwhile, Jesus is looting the elf closet.
Quad X takes out Carrie.
You love to see it.
Use those heal 3s. We're back up to standing for everybody. We are spending a lot of our charges on these earlier Toph bosses, and we are going the... Well, it's a couple steps more, I think, to go to the left, but that's fine.
Meanwhile, Jesus, talking to the kindly old king, finding out that he is not kindly or a king at the moment. Getting up to level 20, getting their cube. Going to the closet for their shard.
So far, everyone's still up against Kraken 2.
Which is not bad, not bad. We'd love to see
3
it.
hits, 209 with fast. Oof.
That is a dodgy Kraken.
Not doing a lot of damage with that ninja with the katana either.
Oh boy.
Who falls to a lit 2, but can be stood back up, and Quad X works, so we're okay. We are on to the Tia floor very shortly. Do some healing first, while Jesus gets ready to enter Mirage. We'll see if we can catch the shard count.
Nope.
Looks like 23 or 24, but I can't be sure.
There's in a similar place to where fryteeth was.
Probably has to go a little further up into the dungeon, but likely doesn't have to go all the way. Tia 2, in the meantime, gets some evasion and buffs. Bane comes out. Ooh, Bane comes out and takes out the entire party except the knight. We are in man mode here.
Oh no. But the knight has defense sword and power bonk.
And built-in fast.
Yep. So this could carry. Or
well,
not.
We already took care of carry.
Thankfully, the gear resistances on the knight really helping soak through Tia pretending to be a wizard. She should remember she's a dragon and just eat him. But no, fryteeth through Tia 2, through all the fiends, man mode with the knight, down to pot strats.
Oh, I like this. I like this.
Defense sword taking the worm pack to get a few extra levels right before chaos. Absolutely.
Yeah. They do have a skill list, so that is a little scary, but with a ribbon, it's probably safe.
It's safer than going into chaos without whatever levels he's gonna get at. And now at level 28, I got him. It looked like another 50 hit points.
Yeah, I think that was more than one level even.
Yeah, absolutely more than one level. All right, fryteeth at 5834 pulls chaos. Chaos tries to crack, nothing doing. Ice 3. The knight is just bruising up, aiming for the stratosphere of that evade. Gets slowed, but that's fine. But that's fine, he had fast, so it just puts him down to regular hit rate.
Take a test swing. 2 hits, 216.
Not great,
Ooh.
but he's got power bonks for days. Jesus the Frog finds the X-Cal in sky.
That's nice.
X-Cal plus 3. fryteeth 3 hits 500. Chaos is fasted. Chaos throws a nuke. Only 222.
Oh, we're getting close here.
Yep. Ice 366. Come on. Hold A and pray. Lit 3. And a punch for
Oh!
294 through Max Evade. Oh no! fryteeth immediately heads back in. Don't blame him. Do not blame him. He doesn't know how close Jesus is. He doesn't know what Jesus has found. He knows what the fiends are capable of. He survived up to chaos. Oh boy.
Jesus maybe trying to find the last shards to be able to exit without fighting Tia?
That would make sense.
Maybe still looking for a second ribbon, too.
That would make sense. Or the dragon armor. Not that I wouldn't be looking for the dragon armor with the steel armor auto fasting, but I could see the logic.
That's 28.
Nope, that was the last shard. In and out. Pulls stake and wing, doesn't care. But Jesus is done fighting. It looks like everything. They think they're behind and are just beelining it for Topher.
Carry 2 again. Everyone's standing up against Carry 2 so far. Ninja is on a knee. Oh, that damage is not great. That was 6 hits for like 80 something.
Yeah. Well, the Vorpal doesn't hit hard. The Vorpal crits hard. But they're through. fryteeth through. Jesus the Frog stopped just before Lich 2. And now pulls Lich 2. Jesus getting a nuke off, showing Lich how it should be done. Lich tries to punch the knight and dies. Lich punches the knight for 1 damage. The knight hits back for 900.
We have Kraken 2 here. Now, do we know where Wall was?
Wall was...
It was early, right?
Fairly... Yeah, Wall was level 2 with Harm 4 and Cure 3.
Because that could be an adjustment you could make against Tia 2, who took out all but one Light Warrior with, I want to say it was Bane?
Yeah, it was Bane. But keep in mind, I think fryteeth has pro rings on most of his party, so that Bane was 3 and 256 through everything.
I think Pro Ring's death resistance and Bane is poison? I'd have to check, though.
No, Bane is poison. Bane is indeed poison. I am mistaken. It is a death effect, not a death element. I'm just dumb.
It is hard to keep track of those. There's a couple that I still don't remember. Those lit spells from those vampires are scary.
Yeah.
Okay, we do see a wall.
Good. The thunder coming out doing some ow. But with the party still up, Tia might be in for a bad time.
Oh, Jesus the Frog has a mage on a knee against Kraken 2 in the meantime. Getting some evasion going. Ninja down for fryteeth, but that should be okay. 500 damage from the knight. Casting life to stand them back up. Oh, White Mage punched. But Tia 2 is down. fryteeth will be going to chaos with a full party this time.
Absolutely.
As Jesus the Frog takes down Kraken 2, 1 fiend behind.
Yep, hot on fryteeth. Taking a moment to potion up after that.
Alright, we got evasion strats and buff strats against chaos. Ice 3 comes out, doesn't do too much to anybody. Lock. And we're just attacking straight up with the ninja. 115, not bad.
I don't hate it. And there's the Bane.
White Wizard lives for Jesus the Frog, though, so if this Tia can come down, then the whole party will still be here. Black Mage paralyzed for fryteeth, that's probably fine. We got full evasion, I think, on the knight now. Black Mage down, and White Mage on the wall on itself. Makes sense. Tiamat down. Crack comes out, misses everybody for fryteeth. Starting to buff up the fighter. Healing. Keep the fighter up at maximum health. Inferno comes out, ninja on the knee. Everybody attacking, including the White Wizard.
Why not?
Low 2 hits the White Wizard. That is not the fighter.
Chaos.
Cure 4, but that means you're good to start dealing damage. We got around 600 so far.
Jesus the Frog pulling up to chaos, about to get this going. Doing a last minute inventory swap to put the ribbon on the fighter.
Ninja down for fryteeth.
Checking some numbers, looks like he's forgotten he has the Vorpal.
Oh, going in with the X-Cal? That's going to need a lot of power bonks.
Going in with the defense.
Ooh. Oh, defense sword. Okay, fryteeth has done a lot of damage. More than 2,000 for sure, down to 175 health. 308 and terminated fryteeth at 106.30. Taking down chaos. With Jesus the Frog still in the fight.
Having just started buffing up, locking down chaos, walling up his party, getting everybody buffed and prepared. He's going in knowing that chaos is here.
And while he's buffing up, we have fryteeth joining us in the booth. GG.
Thanks.
Jeez.
Thanks.
So, how did that chaos feel?
Considering that's how I got bounced out of last year's tournament, also getting critted through max evade. Yeah, not real good.
Fair enough, but then you turned it around and showed him what for, so good on you.
Yeah, it definitely felt very nerve-wracking, though, that second dive. I was feeling good about my time on the first dive, but having to do that second dive definitely was feeling nervous.
Yeah, understandable. Getting bounced at the end never feels good, especially when you brought it down to the wire.
Yeah, and I think I'd probably done over 3,000 damage. I think I needed one more swing that first dive.
It looked like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the Cure 4 for Jesus the Frog, who now has the green light to start swinging with that defense sword. 5 hits, 1196 damage. I think he's going to be alright.
Absolutely. He's been tempering and power bonking this whole time. There goes the black mage. Sad. But 5 hits, 912, but yeah, I think he's okay.
Yeah, it's fast. That's a free turn. 669 this time. Bring the black mage back up. Yeah, cast a lock too. Why not? And terminated. Jesus the Frog finishing at 108.55. A little under a minute and a half behind. We'll see if we can get him in here as well. Looks like yes. GG's, Jesus the Frog.
GG.
GG.
Welcome, welcome. So, how did that dive feel?
Oh, and Topher,
Yeah,
it was fine. Like, no real problems. I was a bit concerned going in because I was level 21, 22, but really the fiends weren't a problem at all.
yeah. You got very lucky when Lich decided I'll just punch your fighter.
Yeah, it was great. One punch, one damage.
So I have to ask, did you mean to leave the defense sword on the fighter and forget you had the Vorpal, or was that intentional?
That was intentional. There's no way I was
Okay.
taking the Vorpal into chaos. I
Oh,
have the power
interesting.
bonk. Like if I have no temper, no saber, I'll put the Vorpal on and hope for crits. But I have power bonk. I've got temper. I can just stack up damage waiting for Cure 4, which I'm gonna do anyway. So I might as well get the guaranteed damage in rather than relying on trying to get crits on the Vorpal.
That's fair. You know what you're going to get, more or less.
Yeah, I was watching the stream at the end there. Let's say fryteeth with Vorpal was swinging for like 300 to 500, whereas the defense put out 1200 one time. So I feel pretty good about that choice.
Yeah, it's
No, I can't argue with that
definitely a
result, that's for sure.
solid strategy.
Yeah, so this was an interesting. Both of you decided to go for early ordeals over some of the other things you could have done. I'm curious. We have some idea of why. We've been discussing it a bit, but I'm curious for each of you why you made that call specifically.
It's easy. I graduated from the Dead Pulse school of always go to ordeals as soon as you can.
Yeah, I mean, it was convenient for routing and had warp early, so that's usually going to push me that direction.
Yeah, plus it's a bit of a gamble because if I go to ordeals and it's the floater or leads directly to the floater, and someone else in racing goes ordeals, but early, there's sorcerers and death touch, it's dangerous, I'll put it off, then that's an advantage right there.
Yeah, makes
That's
sense. Makes
true.
sense.
Yeah. Theanor, did you have any other questions for our runners?
Nope. I've got nothing. Everything else we could suss out most of the thought processes as things rolled through. It was amazing watching both of you run, diverting and then meeting and then diverting and then meeting. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think the routing was pretty straightforward in this seed. There weren't too many tough decisions to make.
Yeah, the only one was really, I've come from ordeals, do I follow the rod or do I go over to Crescent Lake and Volcano? And I decided to go to Earth, which turned out to not be, like it was required, that bottle led to the loot, but I didn't have to do it then. If I had gone Volcano first, picked up the floater and all that, I could have gone through Earth and picked up Lish while I was there for a couple extra free shards.
Yeah, I did Volcano first, exited out, and did Lich much later.
Yeah, that would have been better for me, but what can you do?
Yeah. Either way, it came down to the wire. Both of you coming very close. Thank you for putting on such an amazing race for everybody.
Yeah, should we move on to final thoughts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fryteeth as our winner. You want to go first?
Yeah, just appreciate getting a crew together. 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning is not always the easiest time, so appreciate all of you coming out for that. Um, and just GG's again. We've had a couple of, this isn't the first time we've met in a tournament. Jesus took me out last time, so I guess we're 1-1 now, and I'm sure we'll meet up again in the future. Good luck, coming back through the second chance part of the bracket.
Oh, is there like a loser's bracket kind of thing going on in this tournament?
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, GG, and good luck in the rest of the tournament. I really hope you win because that will validate my loss.
Certainly doesn't get easier in the next round, because it's either either Woo Bear, who's just been destroying these flags, or if he loses, then you're playing someone who just took out Woo Bear. So
Yeah, it'll be rough, but
yeah,
I think you can do it. You're one of the top runners of this game, so definitely have the capability.
yeah, just gotta focus better at times.
Well, that's the problem with running on Saturday morning. I woke up about 30 minutes before I had to start the race, so
Oh, I've been up since 7.
All right. Thanar, do you have any last thoughts for us?
Just thanks guys, putting on a great race. Thanks to Speed Gaming for letting us borrow their channel for a little while to show everybody how things go. Thanks to ADR for tracking for us and keeping us honest. Thanks for everybody for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you enjoyed this and you want to check out more Final Fantasy Randomizer in general, or the Great Chaos Caper Winter Tournament specifically, there are a lot of these happening, some on Speed Gaming, some on our channel over at Final Fantasy Randomizer. And you can also check out the randomizer itself, finalfantasyrandomizer.com, I believe, and we have a Discord as well. Would love to see new folks. After this tournament is over, we'll actually be doing an event for new players where we teach you to beat us and then set you off in a tournament. So if that sounds fun, please do stop by. Otherwise, hope to see you again on one of these. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our runners, and have a great day.